Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Roll camera and action.
It's time for some trailer talk.
All right. I was sent the trailer for what we're going to talk about, but I have not watched it. So this is going to be Brandon, who is really excited about talking about this. So I can't wait to hear.
Shout out whoever does the marketing for The Accountant 1 and The Accountant 2, because The Accountant 1 perfectly used Radiohead's Everything in Its Right Place, and now the trailer for this perfectly uses Nine Inch Nails' Find My Way. If you haven't seen the first The Accountant, skip over this fucking trailer review and don't watch the trailer for the second one, because the second one makes it clear this is now a buddy movie, where it is Ben and John Bernthal being hired by the government to solve a mystery and be government contracted assassins. And this trailer is so fucking hard. I was just like, yes, nigga. John Bernthal punches a dude so hard, he flies 10 feet over the railing and fucking falls on a car.
I'm here for it. Like if Bernthal's in it, I'm watching it. Doesn't matter.
Oh my God. Like the first Accountant, the trailer was better than the movie. I was like, yeah, the movie's still entertaining, but not as good as the trailer made it out to be. This one, I'm like, oh, this looks to be like it's going to be just as good as, because like, nigga, they doing shit in this movie. I'm like, yeah. Now I want Accountant 3, Accountant 4, Accountant 5, where these niggas are just government contracted assassins going out and just pow, 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 pow.
Word. All right. So, like, full disclosure, I've never seen The Accountant.
Oh shit. All right.
So I might have to jump on. I have to, like, that might be this week's watch.
All right. Let me not. So yeah, don't watch the trailer for Accountant 2. You should probably watch Accountant streaming on HBO Max right now. I told my brother last Sunday, I'm like, watch this shit immediately because the trailer for 2 will spoil the first Accountant movie. And he's like, all right. He watched it and he's like, oh, fuck. He's like, I see why you said that. And then he watched the trailer for Accountant 2. He's just like, yo. I was like, yeah, nigga. This was originally supposed to go straight to Amazon Prime Video. Now they changed their mind once they dropped the trailer. They're like, yeah, it's coming to theaters. And it's getting a release in Dolby. So I want to see this shit in Dolby, bro. Like, I want to see these gunfights, these fights. Nigga.
I'm excited for a movie I've never... for an entry in a franchise I've never even seen. So like, the way you're hyping it up.
Premiering at South by Southwest world premiere. Yeah, nigga, I want to see this in Dolby, nigga. Like, oh man, I cannot wait. Oof.
All right, it's out there in the ether. Someone give us a screen. Let's watch this shit.
Drops April 22nd or April 25th. I can't remember, but either way, like, I'm in there, bro. I'm in there. Fuck that. So that's it. Let's get into our main review.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The Film Blurs feature film review.
All right. So before we get into the main reviews, I forgot to say in what have you watched. Little follow-up to Diddy. Like, I didn't think it could get worse. It's worse. Like, yo, his lawyer straight up is just like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah, I read his official statement, and that is the most lawyer-like way to say, I'm a piece of shit, but this dude is a bigger piece of shit. So I can't do this anymore. Right?
What's wild is lawyers wait for cases like this. Like, they wait their whole careers because either one, this can make their career if they want to keep practicing law, but two,
right,
most of these people, after they break a case like this, they just fucking leave because the payout is so big, whether they win or lose. Like, this is like, you pray for like a case like this.
Like fucking Cosby had a lawyer, fucking Epstein had a lawyer,
Weinstein.
OJ had a
Yo, OJ got off. Like, that nigga got off, and we all were like, yo, he did it though, bro.
Right. OJ had a team of lawyers. None of them quit. This dude, Diddy is so bad that they were like, nah, son. Like, I can't, there's only so much lawyer I can be, right? I gotta sleep at night.
Nigga, imagine what he knows that we don't know. That's what's scary. He's like, he knows something that we don't know.
And it's probably just one thing. It was like one thing he hears like, nope, I quit. Nope, that is too far for me.
Yo, so this saga isn't even over.
Oh yeah. I cannot wait after the trial and all the information comes out. I cannot wait for this HBO fucking miniseries starring Anthony Mackie. Right? I cannot wait for it as Diddy. I'm putting it out there right now. Anthony Mackie as Diddy.
Yo.
That motherfucker wants awards. That's how you get award.
Yo, there's so many scumbags who become lawyers because they know, oh, I can easily get other scumbags off. Right. And like a real good scumbag waits for a Diddy. And you know it's bad when this scumbag lawyer is just like, you're like Judas Iscariot. My man's just literally washes his hands clean. He's like, I ain't nailing Christ to the cross, but like I ain't gonna stop it either. Fuck this.
Fucking Casey Anthony had a lawyer that didn't quit, right? Like, Cosby has been drugging motherfuckers since the fucking 50s. His lawyer, like with documented evidence, right? Like, that lawyer didn't quit.
No. Oh my God. What? I don't know what it is. I just want to know what it is. I want to know what it is that would make a lawyer.
The one thing, because it's got to be just one thing.
Yeah,
like the one thing. I'm putting this out there right now, preemptively. Diddy did not kill himself. Right? Like, when we get closer to trial, right, and he mysteriously dies in his cell, he did not commit suicide. That was murder.
I mean, I'm gonna be real, bro. It's only a matter of time before this happens to Kanye too.
Oh, I mean, look, everybody who was at one of those parties has got to be sweating, even if you didn't do anything, to be called as a witness, right? Just be called as a witness. That's bad.
Yo, I mean, Kanye said some shit, in a bunch of tweets recently where we're just like, oh, you're openly admitting to like beating women. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's only a matter of time now.
Oh man, horrible people just doing horrible things.
Yeah,
making money.
All right. Well, Jeff, why don't you give us a review of? You just told me you went to Gerard Carmichael's concert.
Well, I mean, it's not out yet. I mean, they just taped it last night, but I went to the Gerard Carmichael, aka Nathaniel's new stand-up special. Hopefully, you'll see me slapping my knee and laughing when it does come out. It's, from what I saw, like, it's good, right? The hour set is really good. It's not as intimate as Nathaniel, as in, like, it's not as personally vulnerable and not with the big reveal, right? But it's he's leaned into his sexuality now. Like, this dude's full on gay, and it talks about his experience being gay, but also being black, right? And sometimes, like, he's got the double whammy because sometimes shit is fucking racism, sometimes it's fucking homophobia, and sometimes you just that's a black person in America. You have to deal with with who hates me today, right? But it's good. I can't wait for the finished product to come out. From what I saw, I don't know if this is going to be a larger 2-hour piece. I don't know if it's going to be an hour comedy special. I don't know what it's going to be, right? But the part I saw, not like I said, not as vulnerable, not as revealing as Nathaniel. It is just, this dude navigating life as an openly gay man. But it's funny as fuck. It's funny as fuck. I like him better now as a comedian than I did when he was in the closet.
Okay. All right.
So yeah. So look out for whatever this to be named Gerard Carmichael comedy special is. It's probably going to be on HBO because they give him that whole entire TV show.
All right. Well, thank you.
There you go. You're welcome.
It's nice to just sit back and listen.
Yeah. Nah, like it's people gonna like it. It's fucking hilarious.
All right. Well, let's get into Last Breath.
All right.
I don't know about you, Jeff, but I didn't know this was based off a documentary.
I didn't know until it came up on the title cards, based on the documentary Last Breath, which I still have yet to see.
Same.
But I dig underwater movies, right? Because I'm terrified of the ocean, right? And so there's something appealing about that to me, something I will never do. That's why I like documentaries about space and underwater, because shit you will never, ever, 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 ever actually see me do.
Well, let me ask you this, because people ask me this. Which would you rather be stuck in, space or underwater in the ocean?
Space.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I was like, I'm terrified of heights, but I'd rather be stuck in space because there's a higher survivability rate. Whereas underwater, we know more about space than we do underwater, and the pressure of being underwater would just kill me if you came to got me anyway.
And look, you gotta look at it this way. Throughout history, all the people who have died because of the ocean, right? It's immeasurable.
To the people who died in space,
right? There have been 4 motherfuckers who died in space. I would be the 5th. I would be remembered. On Earth, I'm just a nigga that drowned, right? In space, that's Jeff Stewart, right? That's the dude who was stuck on the rocket on the way to the sun. That's
oh shit. That's fucked
I'm
up.
thinking about legacy, nigga. So that's I'm strictly thinking about the headstone. Fuck, you die in space, you're a hero.
Nigga, I'm like Killmonger, yo. Just throw my body in the sea. Let the sharks eat me. I'll die like my ancestors. I don't want my fucking corpse to be left in this country no more.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's why this movie was really interesting to me, because it's a true story, which is it is hard to believe.
Yeah, that all this happened, and they have to keep saying oh no, he did survive this.
Right.
Doctors don't know how he survived this, and I'm like, bro, even the doctors are like, nah, this nigga should be dead.
Yeah. So the story of Last Breath is the story of deep pressure divers?
Yeah, they
what's the
pipelines.
Term? Right. They go where no man has gone before in these, and they have to spend 21 days in a pressurized capsule just to get used to all that shit before they even do the job. Right. So it's Woody Harrelson, Simu Liu, and what's the young boy's name?
The pretty Irish guy.
Yeah, pretty Irish guy.
We'll just call him that.
Yeah, pretty Irish guy. They all, they're deep sea fucking divers. They Simu and Pretty Boy Floyd. They they go in the water. They go to repair a pipe line, whatever like that, during a storm.
Because
Right?
fuck people's safety.
Right?
Capitalism over safety.
Right. And while they're down there, like during the storm, the ship above's fucking regulator just breaks down.
Yep.
Right. The thing, the computer that keeps the boat like at a certain does the micro adjustments to keep the boat from like just drifting off course. Well, that breaks down totally, right? And series of events, Pretty Boy gets stuck underwater, fucking 600 feet down, with 27 minutes worth of oxygen, right? And the rest of the movie is Simu Liu and
Woody
Woody
Harrelson.
Harrelson
Yeah.
trying to rescue this dude.
Also,
right?
don't forget Cliff Curtis is in this motherfucker.
Right, I was about to say, right. And I need more Cliff Curtis.
Yeah.
I need and just in life. Right? He's the only dude, right? I will give a pass for playing people who are not his race. Right? Right? Like, cause I could have sworn to God in Training Day he was fucking Mexican.
Yo, hell yeah. Yeah. He's like,
right?
He's the one, I think he's Native American, isn't he?
I thought he was Maori.
Okay. So still, indigenous people, they could slide in anywhere. That's why I love Amber Midthunder, because if she's playing a white girl, you believe it, but you're like, oh wait, when she really is hardcore Native American, like in Prey, you're like, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's why we need
Cliff
more
Curtis,
Native actors, man.
Yeah. So shout out for them for casting Cliff Curtis.
Yeah.
Cliff Curtis plays the ship's captain, who tries to keep everything above the surface running, while Woody and Simu try to rescue Pretty Boy. And this movie is harrowing, right? Like, your asshole will be clenched for that whole entire for the whole entire second half of the movie.
Nice, tight 96 minutes.
Right? No fat on this.
Yeah. Dude who did the documentary did this.
So he did, there were two directors. There was the underwater director, right? Or no, there was the underwater DP and the director. So they had two DPs and the director. This makes me want to watch the documentary, right? And very rarely does a movie based on a true story make me want to investigate more.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's shot well, it's harrowing, it's subtly acted, honestly, right? For the kind of situation it is in.
Well, I do think Simu, while he's great in it, he's still playing another asshole. I'm like, man, talk to your agent, because you just been playing the asshole. Like, he's playing the same role almost from the Mark Wahlberg dog movie to this.
What? Oh, that movie, and I never
Something
saw,
the King. I can't remember.
Yeah. I
or
never
Simon
saw
the
that
King,
movie.
whatever the fuck it's called, man.
The dog movie, the contractually obligated movie, right? Simu plays an asshole. Woody plays, fucking. I will watch Woody Allen. Well, not Woody Allen.
Harrelson.
Harrelson. I'll watch Woody Harrelson do anything.
Hell yeah, my man's. Yo, listen, my man's could be in this sub just doing tap dancing, like Savion Glover tap dancing for no reason. I'd be like, yeah, man, it's Woody.
Yeah, and I love old Woody, right? As opposed to, fucking Wildcats Woody, fucking White Men Can't Jump Woody. Like, they were great, but I like him settling into just fucking old hippie, right? Like, I love this this iteration of Woody. I've got no complaints about this movie, actually.
Neither do I. Honestly, if it's playing in Dolby, see it in Dolby.
Yeah, because the sound,
Yeah.
right? Like you don't realize how terrifying the absence of sound is underwater, right? Because when there is sound, it is there. It is affecting.
So yeah, see it in Dolby. Comes out the 28th, like the last day of
Yeah.
the month.
Yeah, come out the last day, Black History Month. So, yeah, I would suggest seeing this in theaters. Right, see it in a pristine sort of environment. Like I said, like it's short
I'm saying
and
seeing
it's
it in
to the
Dolby
point.
just for the Dolby Atmos, man.
Yeah, like it's worth going out to see. And if you've been listening to the show over the last couple of weeks, not much has been worth
Yeah.
actually going out to the theater to see.
Yeah, because we can say this about fucking Cap.
Right. Right. So, last breath, I expected nothing from this, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, same. So, let's get into our final movie, Osgood Perkins's The Monkey.
I cannot wait to talk about this movie. Oh man, you want to dive in?
All right, I'm gonna let you take the wheel here because all I'm gonna say is between this and Longlegs, I like him as a director. Like I respect that. But like Longlegs, this just wasn't for me. And
No,
it's
and I
just not for me because I just don't think they could keep the tonal balance it was going for, like the absurd horror comedy. I do appreciate
right,
the message it's saying, like, generational trauma and how it's like passed down and nobody wants to talk about it. Love that shit. But
yeah.
look,
So
and I get why you like it, Jeff. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, if people
yeah.
tell me they love it, like, yo, I totally get it. It's just, it's not for me, man.
So if you've listened to this show, you know how much I hated Longlegs, right? Like I will actively any opportunity I have to shit on that movie, right? I love the monkey as much as I hated Longlegs, right? That's where I am with this. This is the Osgood Perkins we were promised, right? Like all the hype from Longlegs and everything like that. And like I said, like we said in our other reviews of Longlegs, it's not a bad movie. It's just it's there are reasons, right? Go back and listen to that episode. The monkey, to me, honestly, is if not the best or my personal favorite Stephen King adaptation, it is definite top 5, right? It is mean and funny and just weird. It gave me shades of old school Tim Burton, right? It's got that for me the balance of comedy and horror was so finely tuned in this, and the gore, like they do not, and I see why you don't like it because you're not a gore
Well, no,
fan.
it's not even the gore. Like, I just don't think the tones were matched. Like, some of that shit was funny. Like, when the realtor gets blown to pieces and he coughs
Yeah,
up her thumb, that shit was pretty fucking funny. And that's like as gruesome as that shit gets.
I don't know, man. Like, when the uncle gets trampled by the horses,
Oh, that wasn't
and
bad. That was so over the top.
like to me, it was like, yeah, I thoroughly
The
enjoyed
aunt
this
getting
movie.
it was gross.
Yeah, like because it kept on getting escalating.
Yeah.
It's like, is this how she's gonna die? Oh no, this is how she's gonna die.
Yeah, it's like, it's Final Destination, like, if,
Turned up,
yeah.
right?
Death is personified in the monkey here.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, and now on Twitter, I made the comparison that Osgood Perkins is the horror version of Wes Anderson, right? when it comes to like that particular, he's got a particular sort of nuance and style that goes throughout.
Okay, I see what
right?
you're saying. Yeah.
So like this movie takes place now, right? But if you look at the clothing and you look at the architecture, you look at even the way it's shot.
The rotary phones, that's what kept
Right.
fucking me up. Like, it wasn't until the kid pulled out the AirPods, I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
But like,
But,
that's
like-
why the movie, like, at times I'm like, wait, where is this supposed to take place?
Right. And so that's a hallmark of Osgood Perkins, because if you look at Longlegs, right, it's not it takes place in the 90s, but it's definitely got a throwback 80s aesthetic to everything. Right? And so I think, so when I say Wes Anderson, like, it's a Wes Anderson film because it's just immaculately set design. I think the same thing of Osgood Perkins because he does the same thing with playing with period appropriate set dressing and things like that, and set design and costuming. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, this is it. It's a fun movie, right? This is a fun horror comedy, and the monkey is actually terrifying, right? Like, it's this inanimate object should not be as scary as it is, right? But some of the ways it's lit, the sound design, how it just ends up places, it is both hilarious, but also kind of fucking nightmare inducing.
With that, we're going to end this episode with a interview that me and Jeff both conducted with the DP of The Monkey. Nico, thank you for being on. Here it is.
All right.
Hey, Nico, how you
Hey
doing?
guys, how are you?
Good.
Doing
So
well.
good to meet you.
You too. We're going to jump right into it.
Yeah.
First question, love visually, this movie's amazing, by the way. I
Oh,
just want to
thank
say, like, good, like, this is awesome. Can't wait
Oh,
to see
thank you.
more of your work.
Thank
But
you.
I want to know what visually, inspiration wise, did you and Osgood discuss and put into making The Monkey?
Thank you for your words, first of all, and I'm happy to be talking to you guys. I like that one of you guys has a little monkey behind you. That's pretty cool to see. We referenced a bunch of movies, and actually, we mostly referenced movies from the 70s. And Oz had me watch a bunch of movies from Robert Altman to Cassavetes to I forget now, but quite a bit of 1970s cinema. And I think it's because of how they were using the camera that always felt really free and really innovative. And that's something we wanted to have on this film. And so that's why you can see that there's a lot of scenes that have these 70s sort of zooms and these interesting camera moves that that weren't really in his last movie, because his last movie was a lot more static camera. And by the way, it's a gorgeously, beautifully shot movie and brilliant Longlegs. But I think we wanted a different approach for this one. We wanted the camera to feel a little bit more free and a little bit more sort of 70s.
Awesome. So the movie does not pull any punches when it comes to the gore and the viscera and things like that. Was there any particular scene that grossed even you out, right? Or
Oh my gosh.
If not, is there a particularly fun scene that you want to highlight?
So many scenes grossed me out. Oh my gosh. Specifically the one where yeah, I think it's the one where she jumps on in the pool and she explodes and the leg kind of hits her. And I remember having to shoot that, and you have to do it by pieces, each element has to be shot separately. So we did one piece that's just blood. and then we did another one that we put a sort of little cannon in the center, and it shot out the chunks of more like blood and chunks and everything. And then we had the bigger pieces like the limbs and all of that, and we had people literally throw them. And so when that was happening, it was a combination of like, that is the grossest thing I've ever seen, and also just it's so funny to shoot these pieces because it's ridiculous to see crew members just throw around legs, and you trust the process. You know that at the end it's going to be this brilliant, 2-second thing, but in the moment you get to really observe each little piece and each little chunk and everything, which is gross but very fun.
My question to follow up on that is, every film is a lesson and it's hard
Yes.
work.
Yes.
I want to know, what did you learn on this movie that going forward you're going to bring to your next movie?
Well, I think so many things I learned. Um, I got to try a lot of sort of bold moves in terms of the lenses. For example, I combined so many different lenses. The movie starts with these spherical 1970s lenses, and we have a few zooms here and there. And then we change to anamorphic lenses when they're adults, and it's these wacky old anamorphic lenses. And then when they sort of make peace at the end, we change to modern anamorphic lenses. So it's like that was a big risk to me to change the look of the film so drastically throughout the film. Um, but it worked. I think it worked really well, and that's a really good sort of lesson to me to know that you can do that. You can take those risks. Also, my brilliant gaffer Yanni and I took a lot of risks with the lighting. A lot of the night exteriors were lit just with LEDs, and most of night exteriors are sort of lit by these big HMI lights very far away, but we chose to only light them with these chandeliers made of LED lights, which is something that I learned from my last movie, Pedro Paramo, because we did that a lot in that movie as well. So it was really fun to build my own rigs and to try my own ideas of how the lenses should be, and also change colors because Bill is much cooler, sharper light, and Hal is much warmer, softer light. So I got to try that idea too, and I think the combination of all these things at the time felt like I was sort of jumping in the fire, but it's really nice to see them work. And then of course I have a few things that I felt could have been better, but that's in every single project, and those are gifts too, because without those, I need those to continue learning and growing.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So what's next for you? You've done
Um,
this
yeah,
masterwork in horror.
thank you.
What's the next
Well,
project?
I can't say much about it, but I have a series coming out, and that one's going to be uh, action. So yeah, digging my
All right.
yeah. I think it's really exciting. We finished it not too long ago, and I think people are going to like it. It's also sort of genre-y, but it's action and it's exciting and it's wild and it's cool. Yeah.
Just one last question. I want to
Sure.
ask one more thing about those LED chandeliers, because
Yeah.
that's crazy that you just explained that, and I had to wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
when you hear night shooting, you do think about, the big lights that are far away. And for this,
Yeah.
that's kind of unconventional. Did you guys know this going in, or did you just experiment with it as you shot?
Um, as I said before, I shot a movie before this one called Pedro Paramo, which I co-shot with Rodrigo Prieto, the also the director of that movie, and he had come up with this brilliant idea of doing this big night exterior, which was an entire town with hundreds of LED lights, and that one was like the craziest rig I've ever had to build in my entire life. And I sort of realized how successful we were when doing that. And then I was looking onto the Monkey, and I sort of took those lights, which are Astera tubes, and I built them onto a very different rig, which is a chandelier. And I could send you guys photos after this of it.
Yeah.
And what they do is that they light in different directions differently. So if you want the background to be lit in one tone, you could change the color or the intensity. If you want, the foreground to be lit differently. So it's three-dimensional, so that you can light each direction in a different way. And again, this is also to credit Yanni, my gaffer from Canada, and Amrit, my key grip from Canada. They're both brilliant, and they both sort of sat down with me in my office and let me draw this out, and they executed it with their ideas, which were also brilliant, and it really worked because it allowed us the control to light quickly too, because you want to control as much of the environment as quickly as you can. But it also gave us the light and the color that we needed. So we're very happy with it, and I'll probably use it in many projects. I actually did use it in the TV show, in the show quite a bit. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see it. Me and Jeff, we're really excited to see further of your work. Thank you so much for your time, Nico.
Thank you.
You've been brilliant. The movie's brilliant. We're big fans. I just followed you on Instagram, so
amazing.
I'm on the lookout for you.
Yeah,
let me get that following too.
Yeah, thank you so much for your guys' words. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you for this interview. I love talking to you guys.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFire XL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.